Can't wait. Yes.
It's all smiles in front of the cameras. And there have been huge crowds at Conservative rallies.
Amazing! Wow!
But according to Conservative sources, the party's campaign is in disarray a week into the federal election. More than half a dozen insiders speaking to CBC News describe the operation as dysfunctional and a mess, with tempers flaring at party headquarters.
We cannot allow the Liberals a fourth term in office.
Asked Sunday by reporters if his campaign is missing the mark, Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre talked about the risk of re-electing the Liberals instead.
President Trump has said he wants the Liberals back in power. We know why, because they will keep Canada weak.
Sources say Poilievre's top advisor, Jenny Byrne, has dropped the ball on campaign staffing, and she doesn't have a clear plan to get Poilievre back in the lead, as polls show the Conservatives are still trailing the Liberals.
I think the Conservatives are in a lot of trouble right now.
Senior Conservative strategist Corey Tonight just helped Ontario Premier Doug Ford win big. Now he's going public with his concerns, saying Poilievre needs to better address U.S. President Donald Trump and his economic threats.
I think they have an opportunity to pivot and retool their campaign in a way that gets them focused on what I think most Canadians are voting on, which is Trump.
Tonight argues Poilievre sounds too much like the U.S. president.
Less name-calling and sloganeering and talking about one's big, beautiful, bring-it-home tax cut. You know, it all sounds a little too Trumpy for a lot of the voters.
Poilievre's opponents see an opening amid reports the campaign has gone awry.
Their campaign is kind of falling apart. They're fighting each other in their campaign office.
But not all Conservatives agree, pointing to those large, enthusiastic rallies. And the party's Quebec lieutenant says things are fine.
We have a good team, a great team. We work every day. We go door knocking, and I don't have any tension.
Despite calls for a change in tone, a Conservative source tells me the campaign is not planning to pivot to a full-on Trump assault. Poilievre will instead focus on trying to tear down Liberal leader Mark Carney to win back voters.
And JP, there may be somebody wondering what's motivating Conservative sources to speak to you now.
Well, some Conservatives genuinely want to see a campaign shift. They're trying to spur change and force Poilievre to be more positive in his messaging and clear-eyed about the Trump threat. For others, it's about score settling. There is tension between the federal Conservatives and the Ontario PCs. One source described it as a civil war. And lastly, some sources just want to make their views known now before a potential loss so they can have their I told you so moment. Ian?
JP Tasker in Ottawa tonight.